FMR 101.3.
Good morning. Welcome to Talking Movies. I'm Spling. This week we're talking about a violent Brit gangster biopic, a South African character portrait, and an elemental and spiritual animated drama. Starting off with a new release, Legend. The film tells the story of identical twin gangsters Reggie and Ronnie Kray, two of the most notorious criminals in British history. It's from writer-director Brian Helgeland, who's best known for LA Confidential, Payback, and Man on Fire. It stars Tom Hardy, and Emily Browning. Thanks to advances in split-screen effects and Armie Hammer's role as twins in The Social Network, it was decided Tom Hardy would play both Ronnie and Reggie Kray. It's a make-or-break gimmick, and as you'd imagine, Hardy manages to pull it off in style. While he's almost always on screen, there's never a dull moment with Hardy flitting between the smooth, grounded, lean Reggie and the crazed, impulsive, chunkier Ronnie. Helgeland swathes Legend in the finesse of LA Confidential's period piece crime epic, but it's more in line with the fierce street-brawling swagger of Wise Guy Vendettas, Payback, and Man on Fire, as he essentially unleashes not one, but two bulls in a china shop. There's a special focus on the nature of their twin relationship, its duality, and the context of their organized crime, which make it strangely compelling, deferring to a romantic relationship between Reggie and Francis Shea, played quite demurely by a real dollface in Emily Browning. The swirling storyline and blend of genres get tangled as typical gangster routines play out. But it remains fresh by virtue of its crazy co-lead chemistry, different thanks to Ronnie's sexuality, and entertaining for its refusal to be pigeonholed, all the while intriguing as we rollick along the history of a seemingly unstoppable organized crime unit in London. Legend's not for the faint-hearted, but won't disappoint fans of the suave Brit gangster crime genre. I gave it a solid 7 on the Splingometer. Moving on to a South African film now showing, Abraham is couched in the narration of a man whose guilt casts a looming shadow over this melancholic story. The simple, honest, and almost poetic portrayal is refreshing, but the context, setting, and characters take such a long time to paint into the picture that you're constantly asking why. The landscapes, culture, and people of Kannaland give Abraham a rich backdrop for the drama. The 1980s race relations are curious, the religious perspective is fascinating, and the songs anchor the undercurrent of heritage and folklore. The film has texture, and if it were simply art, it could be lauded for its full performances, authentic atmosphere, melancholic tone, social insights, and rich cross-section of life. However, it lacks focus, struggles to find meaning, moves slowly, and appears scattershot, moving from one loosely sketched scene to another without a trail of breadcrumbs or a central character to guide us. This makes Abraham visually intriguing and promising, but dull in terms of entertainment value. By the time we are given an in and things become emotionally powerful, we are watching from a cold distance, and the effects are diminished by our surprising indifference. I gave it a flat 5 on the Splingometer. And finally, another film on circuit, The Prophet. Exiled artist and poet Mustafa embarks on a journey home with his housekeeper and her daughter, evading authorities to fear that the truth in Mustafa's words will incite rebellion. It's spearheaded by writer-director Roger Allers and stars the voice talents of Liam Neeson, Salma Hayek, and Kwavinzane Wallace. This animated drama is based on Khalil Gibran's The Prophet, a book of inspirational fiction and poetry. Animation allows a more seamless transition into the elemental, so don't let the medium put you off this eclectic film, which is aimed at mature audiences. It's part animation in the style of Road to El Dorado, and part mixed media animation, where artistic creations are brought to life. It may not be as powerful as Waltz with Bashir, but the political, spiritual, and poetic mix make it just as enchanting. At first it takes a while to adjust to the mesmerizing and meandering mixed media format, but it's the sort of film you have to experience more than follow. With Liam Neeson's dulcet tones as Mustafa, the transcendent poetry, and hypnotic visuals, you may feel like you're being exposed to some form of brainwashing. But if love is the go-to element, the worst case scenario is that you'll feel inspired and your mind will feel squeaky clean. I gave it a solid 7 on the Splingometer. So, just to wrap up, Legend, Tom Hardy's dual role, drives this uneven yet fascinating biopic and racy Brit gangster crime thriller, a solid 7. Abraham, while textured and artistically admirable, this character study is slow-moving, lacks focus and intimacy. I gave that one a flat 5. And finally, The Prophet. This meandering animated drama is elemental, poetic and hypnotic, a solid 7. For more movie reviews, interviews and features, visit spling.co.za or spling.mobi on the go. And remember, don't wing it, spling it.